Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another paranormal video to share with you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the very haunted Hotel Monte Vista in Flagstaff, Arizona. It's located in the downtown area of Flagstaff. And when I was doing some research this week on what I wanted to talk about, this hotel kept coming up in the articles I would read because it's allegedly one of the most haunted places in America. So that's very interesting. This hotel was opened, well, it was built in the 1920s. I think it was opened in 1927. And right from the get-go, it had kind of a storied past with some more illegal happenings taking place inside the hotel from time to time. Like, it was known as an opium den at one point. It had speakeasies and gambling, things that just were not legal out in the open. And as time went on, in the 1940s, it became very popular, and when they would film westerns, like western films, when they would film them in that part of the country in Arizona, it was a lot of movies were filmed there. A lot of the actors who were in them would stay at the hotel because it's very beautiful looking. Like the inside of it, it's very beautiful. But of course, looking at it now, knowing all that we do, it's definitely very eerie as well. But it was very popular. And many of the Western stars, like I said, would stay in the hotel. John Wayne was one. He stayed there quite frequently. And actually, he eventually was one of the people who reported having a paranormal experience in the hotel. What he reported, and has been reported since from other people, is he reported that there was a knock on his door. And he heard a voice call out saying, "Room service," even though he hadn't ordered any room service. And when he went and opened the door, there was nobody there. And he just knew. He knew that there never had been anybody there. He went on to say that he didn't feel like any threatening energy from whatever it was. He wasn't afraid of it, but he just knew that whatever it was otherworldly, and there had been nobody knocking at his door, and he hadn't ordered room service. And so that's sort of a story that many other people have reported, just the ghostly bellboy, which is very interesting. And apparently in room 220 is where that happens a lot. And people report when they stay in room 220 that it gets very, very cold in that room. Also in the 1940s, there was a guest who stayed in the hotel who one night during his stay brought two prostitutes back to his room. And that night he went on to kill both of them. Now, not only did he kill them, he then also threw their bodies out the window of the hotel. And this reportedly happened in room 306. Now, ever since then, whenever anybody stays in that room, especially men, they report that they feel as though they can't breathe. They'll wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air, and they'll report that they feel like there's a cold hand over their mouth keeping them from breathing. So that's definitely very scary, and makes sense that the ghosts would target the male guests because they sort of, you know, relate that to who hurt them. So that's very sad. There's also another celebrity that has spent a lot of time in the hotel. So much time, in fact, that they named one of the rooms after him, is John Bon Jovi. Now, room 305 is the Bon Jovi room, and it's actually reported to be one of the most haunted rooms in all of the hotel, and there are 50 rooms in all. Now, for this one, it's often reported that it gets so cold in the room, again, which is always such a telltale sign of something amiss, especially when, you know, it's not cold. I'm sure if you're in Flagstaff, Arizona, most of the time it's not freezing cold. So when all of a sudden your room is, that's definitely a telltale sign. And apparently there's a rocking chair in this room, and sometimes when you're staying in the room, the chair will just start rocking on its own. And I was watching a video with the assistant manager of the hotel, and he was saying that way back in the day they had a long-term resident that lived in the hotel for months and months on end, and she was an old woman, and that was the room where she stayed. And so they've kind of just assumed that whoever's rocking in that chair is the old lady who used to live there. Also, along with that, in many different rooms, there have been reports of TVs either turning themselves on or changing their own channels once they're already on. And that's, I hate that. I hate that. And I love, as you know, if you've been around this channel for a while, I often talk about haunted hotels because I just think it's so interesting. And hotels on their own are creepy enough. When I'm staying in a hotel, especially if there's long, dark hallways at night and you have to go somewhere either to get to the front desk or to go out to your car, and you're walking down those long, dark hallways, it's so scary. And it's so funny, in the daytime they feel perfectly normal, totally fine, nothing creepy about it. But as soon as it gets dark, I'm just terrified. And there's something so disorienting, at least to me, about a long hallway where the carpet, especially if there's a pattern and it's repeating and your eyes are seeing it, and the walls, I just get so disoriented. And I hate hotels for that. So I love talking about the creepy hotels, but I don't love staying in them, even the not creepy ones. Anyway, so the final bit that I wanted to share with you for this is something about the basement. And this is the creepiest part for me, and if this ever happened, I would be sprinting so far away from this hotel you wouldn't even see me go. I'd just be a flash. This was actually reported mostly by employees because they're the ones who are going down there, and it's in the basement. You know, I've had experiences with basements in the past, so just hearing that it's in the basement is enough to like set me on edge. But many employees have reported hearing an infant crying down in the basement, and the cry is so intense that often they will like run from the basement to try to get away from these cries, because they can't, it won't stop and they can't get away from it. So they will sprint out of the basement, which is exactly what I would be doing. And yeah, so there you go, you guys. That's the haunted Monte Vista Hotel in Flagstaff, Arizona. Let me know if you have ever stayed in this hotel. I would love to hear if you had any experience of your own, or if you've heard stories from other people. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys have a great day. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on Friday with another book talk video. Bye guys.